Living green or sustainably is about more than saving on your electric bill and doing your part to protect natural resources. It is about a safer and healthier life for you and your family without sacrificing style, quality, or budget. This is a movement to provide all of us with clean air to breathe and water to drink, safe, healthy food to eat and places to live, and energy to run the places where we live, learn, play, and work. The Everyday Green Home Podcast helps you get the value of green for you, your family, and your community. Whether it's green homes, green living, or the people who make it happen, join me, Marla Esser-Close, to learn how green and sustainability practices and products work for you and our world. Your home is your refuge. It's the place where life happens. You know, the little stuff that happens every day, where you wake up and smell the coffee, where you read your kiddo a bedtime story, scratch your dog's tummy, and all the other little actions that make our houses home. But our homes have a secret life. With all the complexity of our modern life, we unknowingly may be living in, building, or remodeling a home that is not in our best interest. It may be something big like old lead paint or mold, or new paint and cabinets that off-gas. Not good. But chances are it's the small stuff. The leaky toilet, the drafty window, or the products you use to clean and sanitize. Having a green or greener home does not have to be hard or require sacrifice. A green home is not all or nothing. It starts with making smart choices about products and materials as you live in, build, or remodel your home. Just making a different choice in an appliance or plumbing or lighting fixture or even paint can set you on the course to a home which works better for you and yours. With the help of my book, Living Green Effortlessly, Simple Choices for a Better Home, we will cover the basics of the systems and features of your home and how to make the best of them. Join me to get started on your better home. Well, hey there, it's Marla, the Green Home Coach, and welcome to Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is the final chapter in the book that we're going through, Living Green Effortlessly, Simple Choices for a Better Home. And if you are following along in the Facebook group, then there is a link in there that if you haven't already seen it, will give you more information about the book, Living Green Effortlessly, and how to get it at your local library or online. But at any rate, thank you so much for joining in and learning about how to make simple choices for your better home. And if you are not yet in the Facebook group, these are being broadcast via video in the Facebook group, Love Your Everyday Green Home, with lots of other resources available as well. So we would love to have you there and hope to see you there. So on with Chapter 7. By the way, this is our final chapter, and I so have enjoyed you coming on this journey along with me to learn about our homes and so many things in them, right? So Chapter 7, Building or Renovating to Achieve a Certified Green Home. A certified green home. If you don't know what that is, you're going to learn, and you're going to learn why you might want to consider it. So let me read a tad bit from the book to start with. Your dream green home. Dreams fuel my goals, personal and professional, and help me to think of what's possible. One of my big dreams is to build or renovate my own dream green home. I recently did a dream green home workshop, and it was so cool to see people's reactions. Many of them said they had never thought about their home in this way or about turning their dreams into goals. So, what elements would be in yours? Where would it be? How big would it be? How would it make you feel to live there? They had such fun exploring all the possibilities. Treat yourself to some dreaming. If you look at the money, time, and effort we spend on our homes, it is obvious they mean a lot to us. For some reason, A dream green home would be off the grid with no electric bill and no mortgage. Woohoo, that would be great. And water from a well or in cisterns, but still have every modern luxury. That is doable, but you sure need a plan. Other people want a traditional style home with every efficient system built in. Dream big, dream small, but dream. You might start with the Zero Energy Ready Home Builders Challenge houses that you can find at energy.gov to see these super energy efficient homes in every part of the country that will surprise and inspire you. You can work with a builder, even a builder that builds hundreds of homes, as long as you have a roadmap and understand what you want. If you haven't set your own priorities, when you talk with a builder, you could end up jumping into all of the decisions, selections, and choices without understanding how they accomplish your goals and your dreams. If this happens, your dreams may never get to be a part of the plan. You end up just taking what is offered rather than leading with your priorities. I know a couple that looked for 2 years before finding the right area and a builder who was already building a small group of houses. Using his floor plan, they moved the basement steps from the narrow hallway to the bedrooms into the garage and widened them. So there was plenty of maneuvering room to get all of their tools and equipment into the basement. The builder was so delighted, he made that change to all of his floor plans. So there you go. You never know how your dreams might become someone else's. So I talked about a certified green home. And what does this mean? So a certification, like we've talked about with other parts of your home and the systems and the components, is still that third-party independent verification. So you think about it this way. If there's a third party that's inspecting all this, there is someone always looking over the process, the materials, and the selections to make sure they meet the criteria that's set forth by that specific plan. We find that it is very consistent for green homes that are certified, as well as energy efficient programs, and I'll come back to that, for them to be of higher quality. And this third-party independent certification is very, very much a part, it goes hand in hand with that quality equation. So you likely have heard of Energy Star. If you've heard any of these conversations, you definitely have. And there is an energy efficient home certification under Energy Star. So new homes can be certified under Energy Star for energy efficiency only. And then, of course, products inside the house can also be Energy Star certified. There are other energy efficiency programs and ratings. One that you may run into is called HERS from the Residential Network Group. It's the Home Energy Rating Score. I never get all the S's right. And there's also a much simpler approach that is out there as well. So you may run into some of these. And then the Green Home Certification programs are much more holistic, and they include all of the different parts of the home, and they take into account a lot of other things above and beyond energy efficiency, although that is a baseline. A couple of green home certification programs that you may or may not have heard of. There's the National Green Building Standard. This is a standard and a green standard that's endorsed by the National Association of Home Builders and is very robust and used for any kind of residential building or remodeling. And then the other one nationally that you may have heard of is LEED for Homes, and LEED is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. They also have extensive other certification programs, including for commercial and industrial buildings and interiors. And again, a very robust certification plan. And both of these national programs pretty much end up at a similar outcome. So either of them is going to give you a great home, a great outcome. There are numerous regional and local programs as well. You can check in your area and see what you come up with. But all of these certification programs give you, the homeowner and the inhabitant of that home, the peace of mind and the reassurance that it has that third-party stamp of approval that stays with that home. And that can be really important as you go up for resale. And that's definitely one of the benefits of a green certified home is the resale value of your home tends to be better, and houses tend to sell quicker, more quickly when they have that green certification. But more importantly, the benefits of a green certified home are health and safety for you and the other people living in that home. Comfort. This is a huge one. We all want to be comfortable, especially in our homes. That's our refuge. That's our place. There's numerous cost savings to be had from green certified homes, be they in the operational cost of the home, the maintenance cost of the home. There may be lower insurance associated with the home. So there is a long-term cost savings. You really have to look at these homes over their lifespan or over the time you're going to live there, not just first cost of the home. And honestly, we should do that for any home. We shouldn't just look at what it costs to get into it. We should also look at the ongoing cost that it will take to maintain and operate that home. So how do you go about building an affordable green home? I get asked this a lot. Aren't green homes expensive? How can I afford one? And that's a big myth, a big misunderstanding. So number one, green homes, like every other home, come in all shapes, sizes, and square footage and features, and they can be from very basic to high luxury. It's just a matter of some of the specifics that you're following along in the process that make it a green home. So with that being said, let me give you a little insight into how affordable green homes can be from a project that I worked on several years ago. So this is all based around planning, right? So planning is key. It's key in any home, but in particular with green homes, because planning is so important, and it's so important that all stakeholders be on the planning, because if you make changes, you can risk not making your certification program. And sometimes financial incentives are tied to making a green certification program. So you don't want to mess with that once you've committed to it. So this sustainable planning idea is super important. And planning the work and working the plan definitely holds true here, because making changes down the line in the process can really throw off a whole domino effect of items. So the planning process is the single most important element of an affordable green home project, or any project for that matter. Thorough research in the planning stage gives you and your builder valuable information that makes implementing green elements much easier. You might go to the library and look through their collection of books on houses of all kinds. You might travel through the internet and be surprised by new ideas that architects and builders and homeowners have come up with. The more research you do, the quicker you can make decisions on your own home. This comes in handy when something goes wrong, not that anything ever goes wrong, and you have to shift to a new product or a new layout or a new something, and you have to make a decision right now. A few years ago, I worked with an architect for a 3-home affordable green project. This was his first certified green project. He commented on how astonishing it was that the project was able to meet the requirements of the National Green Building Standard, our chosen program, without being complex or a big hurdle. He and I agreed that the upfront work that went into the plans and specifications helped to attract a builder that could really do the job well and establish a great working relationship. Matter of fact, the 3 companies went on to do another project together. So, and there's actually a video on my YouTube channel with the 3 gentlemen that I worked with for this project. And it was so gratifying to know that we could still make choices that worked in an affordable aspect. And this particular set of houses had some credit programs and some other financial incentives that were tied to it being green and being affordable. So that was really, really cool to see that all come together. So the other part of this is that you have to think of the planning process and what the goals of the planning process are. So let me share those with you real quick as well. So design with the end in mind. We designed and built to meet the bronze level of the National Green Building Standard under the Green Building Path for the particular project I was just speaking about. Next goal, incorporate sustainable or green and energy efficient design, building, and materials. And lastly, reduce operating, utility, and maintenance costs. And it's just so exciting when you see the opportunity to deliver on all of those goals, deliver on the benefits of better health and safety and comfort for the people living in that house, and see it all come together in a project that you're part of. And I got to be a part of several of those, so they were very, very rewarding. And even more rewarding for the people living there. So remember that as well. So some things to think about with green design and building techniques that come into this is you have to think balanced and holistically. So you can't just have all of your eggs in one basket. So there needs to be considerations given for each of the following areas or categories of selections, products, materials, and processes that are used to build a home to meet a green home certification program. So it would be resource efficiency, or how you use the materials and optimize that use of a material, and choose materials that are going to be longer lasting, more durable, lower maintenance, more renewable, or have recycled content. A lot of different options to meet a lot of different ways of building. Secondly is energy efficiency. And this, again, as we discussed, is somewhat of the baseline of where we all think about better homes. And then there's water efficiency and water conservation. And this one kind of has two sides because it's inside and outside where we use water. So water efficiency, use the most efficient water fixtures you can, like your shower and your toilet and your faucets for your sinks. Get an efficient dishwasher and washing machine. All of those things add up. And I know we've significantly decreased our water usage just with those practices alone and products that we've purchased. But you also have your outside. So you can think about the irrigation and how you're watering outside, and how you're managing the storm water around the home. And there's possibilities to reuse that stormwater as well. So water efficiency overlaps with other categories like your outside land use and how the home relates to the land as well. Next is indoor air quality or indoor environmental quality. This one is so critical to our better health and safety. And our homes have, over time, we've brought so much bad stuff, materials that have toxic materials or chemicals or components in them. And with our homes being tighter and tighter, which they should be because we want to control the heat flow in and out of the house, but we also need ventilation. And that indoor air quality, the indoor environmental quality, addresses not bringing the bad stuff in, the pollutants and the toxins. So knowing what your materials and your components are and choosing the most healthy options you can that do not have all those chemicals and toxins in them. So keep the pollutants out for the first part. And then how do we get out what we invariably bring in, including moisture? So moisture can also be considered a pollutant because it turns into mold and mildew, and that's not good. That's bad stuff. So first we reduce what we bring in and what we cause. Then we mitigate, take care of what we do accidentally bring in, or we just can't help it because breathing produces moisture and we have to breathe in our homes. So that indoor air quality is really, really important. And in a pandemic time, we've all become very aware of the air we breathe and what is available to us. So indoor air quality has become a really, really important topic to understand in our homes and our buildings and how to keep it working the best way it can. So a very important quality of green design and building. And then lastly, well, not lastly, completely, almost lastly, is the education and documentation for the owner and the inhabitants of that home. And even if it is a rental situation where the inhabitants do not own the property, having the understanding of how to live best in that and take advantage and maintain and take care of the equipment and the components and the systems in that home really helps it to perform better for the people living there and to work for them, as well as taking care of it so that it lasts and it works better over a longer period of time. So that education and documentation part is really, really key. And sometimes we get in a hurry and don't do as great of a job, or there's too much going on and we don't hear it all. So with technology, we have some great opportunities to use apps and recordings and things of that nature to preserve this information so that homeowners and inhabitants can use that information when they need to. And lastly, this one really is lastly, is choosing your community, choosing where your home is. And this can be a lot of different things to different people, because an urban area may be right for some people and a rural area for others. And all of those areas can work with a green home that is certified really, really well. But you do have to know your priorities and what's important to you here. Having close access to resources and to recreation and schools and work, all of that counts in. But a lot of other factors count in as well. So you have to balance all these. But knowing what kind of community and what is around you in the community when you're choosing where your home is also a key component of green design and building techniques. So good so far? Okay. So last is all of the other stuff about your home, the financing and the taking care of your home. So number one, paying for your dream green home. We got to pay for it, right? So there are incentives and rebates that are available in different states and communities. And there's a great resource online called the Database of State Incentives for Renewables and Energy and Efficiency, Database of State Incentives for Renewables and Efficiency. It's desireusa.org. So it's DSIREUSA.org. I will put that in the notes. But that's a great resource to learn about what programs, incentives, rebates, special programs may be out on a state-by-state basis. There are also numerous green and energy efficient loans. There's a handful from FHA and Fannie Mae, and those all can be a great asset. There's energy upgrade loans as well. So a lot of stuff out there. So look for the right bank, and also keep in mind that appraisals are a huge part of this. There is green appraisal education. There's a green appraisal addendum to help you work through this process. And this is something that a lot of builders and a lot of homeowners and financial institutions are working on this process. And then lastly is green insurance, and warranties and energy guarantees may be available for your home. Even such things as driving a hybrid car or an electric vehicle may even qualify for an insurance discount. So there are financial benefits to recognizing what you're getting from green certification and celebrating the ways that you can have better health, safety, and comfort in your own home. Well, that wraps up the book. It has been really, really fun to share this with you all. I hope you have found things that you can put into action. And if you have not yet joined the Facebook group, I invite you to join it. It's Love Your Everyday Green Home on Facebook. And we have so many more resources available for you there and opportunities to connect and to learn even more. So thank you for being a part of this journey, and I look forward to the next one with you. Have a great green day. That wraps this episode of the Everyday Green Home Podcast. Get the show notes with all the resources mentioned in this episode, and be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you never miss an episode. Ready to get started? Get more information, how-tos, and resources in my private Facebook group, Love Your Everyday Green Home. See you there. And remember that living a little better and a little greener is easier than you think.